What's good, dudes? Cunningham's back here again. So I want to turn this channel, guys, into a bit of a health and also rap music channel, which probably won't happen in the near future, but I do love the health, guys. Obviously, I always talk about my carnivore diet, different things like that, guys. You know, I exercise every day for the last 10 years. I think that lifting weights along with cardio is probably what's going to make, you know what I mean, humanity great again. That'll be a good hat, man. Make health great again, you know what I mean? But we don't like Trump over here, man, so fuck that shit. So anyway, we don't like any politician, guys, because if you're a politician, guys, you're a crook, you know what I mean? If you spend €1 million for a job that only pays €100,000 a year, then what are you, guys? You're a crook. So anyway, getting into this one, guys, the health aspects, you know, about cigarettes, you know, this one is really interesting. How many cigarettes do you smoke? Ireland, 1962. So obviously, guys, I'm living in Ireland for the last 21 years, so from 2000 and whatever, I think 2000 to 2022, right? 2001. So I've been living there since I was 5 years old, 6 years old. And guys, this shit is gonna be crazy because I can already feel that they don't know the dangers of smoking, right? I could be completely wrong on that, but I haven't watched this yet, so let's get straight into it, guys. You know, smoking obviously causes a host of different problems. If you smoke, guys, or drink heavily, these kind of things, it definitely impacts your health to a crazy level. You know, drinking much less than smoking. Drinking is interesting because it just messes you up, makes you tired, things like that. Like I say, it can cause inflammation. You know, if you do it every single day, it's deadly, right? If you do it maybe once every 2 weeks or once a month, like I kind of do now, to not excessive, maybe 4 or 5 beers, it's probably not as bad, guys. You know what I mean? You know, anything over 4 beers, I think in one go is excessive drinking. But you know what I mean, guys? You gotta have fun too. But definitely smoking, doing drugs, things like that is gonna limit your health aspects, you know, measures in life. But let's see what they gotta say in this one, guys. Ireland, 1962. This is over, what, 70 years ago? 40, 50, 60 years ago, or whatever. So let's get it. 60 years ago, exactly, yeah.
How many cigarettes do you smoke a day?
Oh, roughly 20 a day.
Are you worried about getting lung cancer?
Oh. No, not particularly.
Okay, so they actually knew about lung cancer back then, obviously, because you know what I mean, all the studies, actually doctors used to recommend smoking was good for your health. It prevents colds and things like that.
I don't think there's well, I've never had any real complaints from cigarettes, except just maybe a feeling of tiredness. You know, they do sap your energy, I'll grant that, and they probably do have some effect on lung cancer, but personally, apart from making me feel a bit tired once or twice, I've never really had.
This is probably the most well-spoken guy I've heard from the 60s, guys, because a lot of this shows that this guy's a legend. So shout out to CR Videos Vaults, Cristiano Ronaldo's Video Vaults. Shout out to this guy, man, from Ireland, obviously, but every single video he shows is like in Ireland, but it's the way people talk is always very British. This guy is pretty well spoken and not British, so
any reason to worry.
In your business, you sell cigarettes as well. Do you think this report
yeah.
is going to have much effect on your sales?
It's hard to say, really, because I haven't been in this business at the time. Do you remember there was a lung cancer scare beforehand? There was no real, I don't know what the effects were on the business at that time. And it's going to be a very difficult time to judge to an account of Lent. People will be giving up cigarettes, they'll be giving up sweets, they'll be even giving up pictures. So what the effect is going to be, I can't honestly say. There will be a drop, but whether it's going to be due to the scare or not, I don't know.
So he said he doesn't know. Guys, there was never a drop. I'm pretty sure cigarette smoking is more prevalent. It's pretty much ubiquitous nowadays, but not in terms of like heavy smokers, right? So most people, from my experience and shit like that, most people that I hear talking about it, smoke just occasionally, right, on a night out or whatever. So it's not like crazy prevalent heavy smoking, but definitely on nights out. Let's get it.
What do you think about this report on lung cancer and cigarette smoking?
Oh, I think it's quite true. I mean, smoke too many cigarettes, you can't expect anything else.
Do you smoke yourself?
I do, yes.
How many do you smoke a day?
I only smoke about 10 a day. Sometimes.
Are you going to give them up?
I am, yes.
Why is she looking at him so intently? Guys, she's getting pretty pissed off with this guy asking questions because there's probably, even back then, probably a stigma of like, you know what I mean, smokers are jokers, all this kind of, you know, nerdy shit. Smoking is like bad for your health and stuff. But yeah, obviously it's bad for health, guys, but it makes you look really cool, right? So there's that trade-off, you know what I mean?
Together.
Well, I'll do my best to cut them down anyway.
Do you think you're going to find it hard?
I suppose I will at first, but I'm going to do my best anyway. Friends of mine, a very good friend of mine is down with it at the moment.
What are your ideas about this report
Look at this
on
guy.
lung cancer and smoking?
Well, I definitely believe that the physicians are perfectly right in what they say about cigarettes having a great effect on the person's well-being and their health. Like, I mean, it says it has an awful lot to do with the lungs. If you want to be fit and well, you have to keep off cigarettes. Same as all those places. Like, it is endless into that.
Do you smoke yourself?
No, I do not.
Do you think people should give them up altogether?
I think so, yes, because cigarettes, you take any fella that does smoke a cigarette, he can't do anything of importance. He can't make up his mind without the cigarette. He has to have that cigarette. He's going to a dentist.
He's talking about dependency, like he's saying that people are dependency on stuff. I feel like nowadays, guys, especially now, a lot of people are dependent on shit, right? So whether it be like drinking to like talk to people, like most people haven't even gone out on nights out without drinking. Like I do that shit all the time. I go out on my own sometimes. Like you guys gotta get being comfortable, being uncomfortable, you know, because people are like, oh, like this guy's saying here, you're dependent on the cigarettes. Like, dude, that is such a crutch. If you can't do shit without smoking a cigarette, or if you can, it's a bit kind of unfair though. Even they obviously have a lot of stigmas around it still. So you know what I mean. Nowadays, like nobody gives a shit. But I think the stigma has just grown to a crazy proportion. Even you look at smokers, some people are like, oh, that guy's disgusting. It's like that's just bullshit, guys. You're just judging the guy because he smokes. Like this is kind of ridiculous. But anyway,
It's a cigarette. If he's going to meet his girlfriend, it's a cigarette has to be lit, and he's waiting. He's looking up and down. He's pacing up and down. It's a cigarette all the time. I think it weakens a man's strength of character.
oh, okay. He's saying it weakens a man's strength of character, guys. That's could it be true? Leave in the comments, guys. Does you know? Does being you know dependent on stuff, having dependency on substances and things, does that weaken your person? For me personally, it definitely would. If I couldn't do shit without smoking a cigarette, or you know what I mean, drinking this Gatorade before a workout or some shit like that, or taking pre-workout or something health related, then it'd be kind of tough, right?
Thanks very much. Do you smoke?
I do, yes.
Do you smoke many cigarettes?
Well, about 5 or 7 a day.
Have you read this report on lung cancer and cigarette smoking?
I did, yes.
What do you think of it?
Well, in some ways it's right, you know, but
I'd love to read this report.
I don't know really.
Are you afraid of getting lung cancer?
But sometimes I would be afraid.
It says it's very bad for young people to start smoking. You are afraid. How old are you?
I'm 17 and a half.
You're starting early, aren't you?
I don't smoke really
She's only
much.
17. She looks like 35, bro.
You know?
Holy shit.
Are you going to give them up?
Well, I thought of giving them up. I don't think it'd be hard really for me to give them up, you know.
Why
But
don't
I
you
like
then?
smoking.
How many cigarettes do you smoke a day?
100.
Oh, on average, only about 5 or 6 myself.
What?
Never heavy
That's
smoker.
cap.
Are you worried about lung cancer at all?
No.
What do you think of this report?
This guy's not worried about life in
Well, I
general.
suppose the doctors know their own business. But as far as I'd be concerned, I suppose if I smoke 20 or 30 a day, might get a bit worried.
But you're not worried.
No, not with 4 or 5 a day.
This guy's real Dublin. Real freaking Dublin.
Do you smoke many cigarettes a day, Mr. Moore?
Well, on an average about 40.
40! Dude, this guy is a writer and an artist and looks like he's gonna freaking drop in a second.
Are you afraid of getting lung cancer?
Well, no. Because I look at it this way. Since life is full of contrasts, contradictions, and glaring inconsistencies, I'm sure that I could have an answer from somebody about this. But as far as I can see, nobody is prepared to give any answer. But I continue to smoke just the same.
Well, no, I'm a non-smoker. Do you realise that your chances of dying from lung cancer are 30 times greater than mine? How do you feel about this?
Oh,
What?
so that study's outdated. I think the chance of dying from lung cancer, right, guys, this is overall now, is 99.7%, because people actually do get lung cancer. But get this shit, guys. If you're just around heavy smokers, let's say there's a smoker in your family, your chances increase by like crazy amount. Not like 300%, because that would be a cause for concern, but literally like 2,000% or some shit crazy like that. Like legit a huge increase, because secondhand smoke is pretty much the same as smoking. It's actually just wild. Cigarettes, in my opinion, shouldn't be banned, but guys, like smoking out in public and stuff, it's just so incredibly bad. And I don't think people actually realize, because you don't die instantly, but every time you smoke, it's like fucked, like, you know what I mean? And I've been around smokers my whole life, guys, so hopefully the exercise has kind of staved off some of that, you know, scared off some of that freaking lung cancer. But
that's your chances, aren't they?
this guy's a philosopher.
But as far as my chances are concerned, well, I'm prepared to go with it.
You're not prepared to give them up.
Well, why should I? As I said before, that if you realise and see as life shows itself to you, well then why should anyone else be interested? I'm interested in my own welfare, surely, but not beyond the fact that someone else is going to tell me what to do or dictate to me. That's why I shouldn't know how I should die when I'm going to die, or how I'm going will die. But there you have it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I agree with that. But what he doesn't understand is what secondhand smoke, what we've realized recently, is it kills 600,000 people a year. Factual, not like relative cases. It's always, yeah, it's always a very high number. I think that like 2 million people die of smoking-related diseases a year. But again, guys, it's kind of cause and relative, because I know people that have smoked for 20 years and they've stopped for 50 years, you know, like my grandparents, and they live to 90, 100 years old. So it's all a relative risk, guys. It's kind of, you know, like that. It's all comparative studies. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that, man. Leave in the comments down below, what did you guys think, man? Do you guys think that shit was outdated, or do you guys think that was kind of funny that they already had the known risk of cigarettes back in the 60s, which is crazy, guys. So yeah, absolutely wild, guys. Long-term studies that they had, not like short-term studies or anything like that. This is long-term randomized control studies, CRTs, randomized control, RCTs, sorry, my bad. But yeah, absolutely fire, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that, man. If you guys smoke, man, leave in the comments down below. Do you guys feel tired? Do you guys feel better? I love you guys all, and I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.